draw.
Time to draw, and we're gonna do a good one tonight. We're gonna start off. This is gonna be one I think you're gonna be proud of if you play along. All right, it's actually pretty simple.
Okay.
But the end result is gonna be you're gonna be like, wow, this is cool. You're gonna want to show people.
We told our client yesterday. We had our first client of the year yesterday here in the studio, which was super exciting. We were so pumped. We told them this is like Bob Ross meets Willy Wonka, and we got some good laughs out of that.
Yeah.
But it's just fun to draw. So pick up that little Post-it note and let's do this.
All right. So what I want to do first is I'm going to draw real light. We're going to do kind of like a little light rectangle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, it's better if it's not. So just kind of draw a rectangle. And then I'm going to draw again real light. I don't always do this, but I'm going to do kind of like an underdrawing. And we're going to draw some circles. So you're going to draw a circle at the bottom of the rectangle, one in each corner. And then I'm going to draw a little bit of a smaller circles in the middle on the sides here. Okay. And then I'm going to draw another circle towards the top in the middle. And then we're not done with circles yet. I'm going to draw another one that's on top of this corner and another one on top of this corner. All right.
Looks like a Lego.
It does look a little bit like a Lego. Now I'm going to go a little bit darker. And let's see. I think that will do it. And now I'm going to tighten in some of the outline here. Now what I want to do with this one is I'm using my rectangle as the overall shape, but I want to soften it by curves. So I'm going to curve. I'm actually going to do a little bit thicker line there.
Got some good guesses coming up here.
We
got some very savvy adultitis fighters, let me tell you.
Not too bad, huh? So in a lot of ways, I'm just going to trace what I just did. But again, watch how I'm curving the edges there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Between things.
Subtle.
And this one, I'm not actually... how does it get so jittery? Oh, well, it's fine. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I'm just kind of, again, curvy belly here. Curvy. And I think I saw someone got it right. A couple people probably got it.
Yep. Helen guessed it right away, like really early on.
Gummy Bear.
Right. Good job, Helen.
All right, so you got your circles drawn in. Now we're going to put a couple little eyes in here. And a little nose. All right, now here's where it's going to go to the next level. I got a color level here, and I'm going to get a little bit brighter, lighter green. And I'm going to color this in here.
Oh, that's fun.
Get me my... do a green Gummy Bear today. Greenish blue, I guess.
That's kind of a cool color.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And Al Hendricks said Sven the Swiss cheese bear. Do you know anything about him?
No.
How do we not know about Swiss cheese bears? It seems like Wisconsinites should know about bears connected to cheese. I'm embarrassed.
Seems like it.
I'm embarrassed.
So you're embarrassed?
Oh.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Or is it more like...
Yeah. I was thinking more of the last one.
Okay.
Or maybe this one.
All right, now we're going to make this baby pop, okay? What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a little bit lighter green than the green I just used to fill in the Gummy Bear. And what I'm going to do, I've done this before, I'm going to pretend that there's a light source coming up there, okay?
I like it when you do this.
So everything that is being touched by that light, so basically anything on the top and the right, I'm going to draw a little bit of this light green color.
A little shout out to Ryan from R&R Moving. Our mover is watching.
Ryan's in
tonight.
there, all right.
Ryan's on, and he's wondering. He said his daughter is wondering what program you're using.
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah, this is called Procreate. It is an iPad app. I'm sure there are similar versions on Android. I think this only works for iPad right now. But yeah, that's what I use. Yep. Okay, now I'm going to get the yellow from the background that I used.
How much coolness does that add when you're like, you know where the light's coming from?
So now what I'm doing is I'm going to add the reflected light. And in this case, that's from the yellow background. And this is the opposite. So if you imagine like a circle or a sphere and there's light coming from this direction. The light is up here, but the light goes around and bounces off whatever the ball is on and bounces back up, and you get a little bit of a reflected light. So I'm basically going to take this yellow and I'm going to do everything on the other side.
Cool. Wow. Paul says, thanks for taking good care of them, to Ryan.
All right.
You know what else? Helen's wondering if she wins like a bag of gummy bears. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's a very good question.
I get gummy bears?
I know. Maybe
right.
That's a good excuse for us to all to go get gummy bears.
And then to make the whole thing pop, I'm going to get some white.
I love that.
So the other thing that yellow does is it gives that gummy bear that little bit of that translucent characteristic, almost like it's a little see-through.
Yeah.
And then you get a little bit of white, and the highlights are the last thing. And you just put basically the middle, the upper, where the light is coming from. Like here's a good example right here. That's the direct top of that ear that is being hit by that light. And so then you're going to get it right up here.
I know this. Is this
right
like something
here.
we learned in art school? Or like...
Yeah, this is what I do. It may not be as impressive as like how do you remove a wisdom tooth or how do you move a piano, but like this is what I got. This is what I got, guys.
Rachel says, funny, my ballpoint pen on post isn't reflecting the light any differently.
No,
so,
that's a good point. However, I can help you with that, Rachel, because I know some of you may just have a pen or a pencil. So what you could do to give a little bit of shading is if you get, let me get a smaller, something that's more pen-like, okay? So what I would do in your case, Rachel, and anyone else who's not playing in full colors, I would do little shade lines. So again, little hash marks here. So basically what I'm doing is anywhere that there was reflected light, that is also where the core shadow is going to be.
Core shadow? We have to have like little definitions pop up
Hey,
here.
I'm trying to get more advanced with
I
you
know.
guys. I'm trying to like take it to the
this
next
is
level.
what, like show number 34 or something. Is that true? 33, 34?
This is 34.
Okay.
We're up in the game.
We are definitely, I feel it, you guys. You kind of feel like this is like sophomore year where you're like, oh, we're serious now. We're going to really learn something.
It's like algebra. It's like, oh crap, I should have been paying attention in the earlier episodes. So that's a way to get a little bit of depth in there. And if you really want to do a pro trick, while you're doing those little lines, is leave a little space where that yellow is of mine. You'll see I didn't put the hash marks all the way to the edge. Oh. I kind of stopped it. So you're going to get that illusion of the reflected light bouncing off of the
Where's our Arrested Development buttons?
we need to switch that up. Some Arrested Development stuff.
Right? So. Helen says, such a deep conversation tonight. This must be a master's class. I know. 2021,
I thought you guys were ready for it. I thought you were ready. I hope you enjoy it. We do have some pictures from previous drawings that you sent in.
Oh, this guy is...
This was from a couple episodes ago. A snow cone man, basically, is what we called this one.
This one will melt
and then
your heart.
the last episode, we did ring pop, which was a pretty simple one, but we got some good ones there. So here's Brenda. Again, don't need to have full color. No. I love the simplicity of this. I love the charm of this just simple little sketch. And then Steven here did a ring pop. It was kind of like in a mine, like a diamond mine. So he incorporated that.
Steven always thinks of the context and then just kind of turns it a little bit. So
adds
cool.
a little,
Our kids love that, by the way,
something
Steven.
in there.
They love yours. The other thing is, if you're watching this and you've never done the drawing before, you can go to YouTube on our Escape Adulthood YouTube page, and we have all the Let's Draw segments edited out, basically. So you just watch the Let's Draw segments, all 34 of them or whatever there are now.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Cool.
And if you do a drawing this week, if you drew the Gummy Bear, send it to kj@escapeadulthood.com. We'd love to share it on the show next week.